Okay, so we're getting everything ready to make our ghost pepper hot sauce. Let's have a look at what we have. The main event, 5 ghost peppers, 4 cloves of garlic here, 1 carrot, 3 tomatoes, some Himalayan salt, white wine vinegar, just for the acidity. We have the honey and some olive oil. We'll also be adding some water as well. So first we'll start by cutting up the 5 ghost peppers. We'll take the stalks off the top and then just roughly chop them up. Now for this, it's very important to wear some protection on your hands. These are super hot peppers. Even not touching the skin so much, but as soon as you cut one of these things open and the oil starts leaking everywhere, it can burn your skin. So you need to be particularly careful of this. So we can see in here one of the peppers here, after we cut it open. You can smell it already. Delicious. So that's our ghost peppers chopped up. Next we will do the garlic cloves. Okay, that's the garlic done now. We'll move on to preparing the bits we need for tomatoes. And then the carrot. Again, we'll roughly cut this. One thing I forgot to mention is the onion. We're going to need this too, because we will saute this, the garlic and the carrots together to make them soft. So we'll cut this now. Okay, we're going to just gently heat some oil now. This is the olive oil that I showed you earlier. And then we'll add the onions, the garlic and the carrots, which I will chop now. Okay, so these are starting to warm up now. We'll just gradually increase the heat and then we'll saute these for around 5 to 6 minutes before we add the chilies and the tomatoes. We'll get those prepared now. Now it's time we start adding our next part. So in goes the chopped tomatoes. And the very delicious, very, very pungent and fragrant ghost chilies. Careful of that. Very, very hot. And now just gently stir those in. Now we're going to cook this until the tomatoes are soft. And that will cook for the next, let's say, 5 to 6 minutes. And then we'll add and simmer with the white wine vinegar, salt and a bit of honey. Let's gently, very gently simmer in here. Tomatoes are starting to get soft. The fragrance from the chilies are now really, really filling the air now. Now if you were to cook this in the oven, or just the chilies by themselves, particularly on a high heat, the fumes are quite strong. I mean, after all, this is the type of chili that's used in pepper spray, so you have to be particularly careful of that. Now, to go along with today's cooking, we're having a bottle of star ramen. Very, very delicious. The chilies are getting particularly fragrant now, and you can see the tomatoes here are very soft. Oh, softening them. More following these over, making sure they're all getting some nice heat. And as we're doing everything gently, just nothing's burning, all cooking very nicely. Delicious. So let's get the white wine vinegar prepared. So we want to add half a cup to this. Gently get that in there. Oops. I'm sure you can see it properly. There we go. We'll add that in. Very, very nice vinegar that is. Flavors. Delicious. And now we will do the water. So again, we want half a cup of water. Like so. And let's add that into it. We'll have our salt here. For now, we'll just do a pinch of salt. Maybe 2. That feels about right. And we'll get the honey prepared next, and we'll add that too. So for the honey, we want to have 1 spoon of this. A decent spoon. Maybe a little bit more. Delicious. And we will test this. I'll probably get another. So I'm going to have to go 2 hands with this problem. Let's just see if we can get this off. And let's just mix it in this way. There we go. And with that, stir all the bits together here. And now what we'll do, we'll let this simmer for the next, let's say 15 to 20 minutes. We'll let all these flavours mix. We'll give it a bit of a sample. Make sure that the profile is correct. Varying with a bit of salt or honey for taste. And then we'll get this into the blender. Our sauce is simmering very nicely now. The smell is delicious, absolutely delicious. That will go for another 5 to 10 minutes. Let's have a quick little sample while we're here. Oh. Already, just the little bit of sauce and it is not even blended yet. Oh, hot. You can feel the little bit of the acidity, but the sweetness of the honey that we put in, and just enough salt. I think it's already, really, really nice. That could make a lovely dressing just by itself, actually. So we'll let this go for a little bit longer, and then we'll get it prepared for the blender. So this is about ready now. So we'll turn off the heat. Just let that cool a tad. And here we have our jars prepared. This is what we put the sauces in. These have been thoroughly cleaned and sterilised, ready for the sauce, and then ready to be refrigerated. And here we have our blender that we'll add the sauce into shortly and get this thing nicely blended. Okay, so we'll start by getting our sauce into the blender. We'll do that now and get this completely filled, and then we'll start the blending. Sauce is in. Next, we'll start the blending. We'll keep doing that until the consistency is just right. Okay, so that looks heavenly. We'll have a quick little sample. Oh, that is a devilishly hot sauce. Perfecto. So what we'll do now is that we'll start transferring them into our little jars, and then we'll get them prepared for some refrigeration. I think for best results, we'll probably leave it for a few days before we give it to yet another sample. Right, our jars are now full with this delicious ghost pepper sauce. So we'll let them cool down for a bit now, and when they're fully cool, we can then pop the lids back on and then transfer them to the fridge to sit in there for a few days while the flavours again start to mature, and then we'll give it a go. Thank you very much.